Hello, this is Summer and I'm going to cover everything about the Wisdom Dome. Let's start from the buffs it gives and then work our way backwards to how we get these buffs. As you can see, I have unlocked 2 out of these 5 slots, or attendants. In each you can insert a certain type of rare book. Each book has 4 buffs, 1 basic and 3 advanced, plus these extra buffs in parentheses for the advanced buffs. So where do all these come from? First of all, you can unlock attendants by upgrading the Wisdom Dome. Here you can see at what level each is unlocked. Each takes a certain type of rare book: mounted, ranged, ground, siege, and the last one is siege and ranged, which unlocks at level 15. Where do we get the books? They come from merging half books. Each half book has 2 attributes. For the basic attribute, the type of buff is fixed for each category. For example, mounted is always defending mounted HP. Its value depends on its color. As always, you want orange or at least purple. Advanced attributes are a bit tricky, like blazons. These are random both in type and value. Each full book has 3 of them. Each half book has 1 random advanced attribute. The range of values isn't really important, it's always the same for the same type of buff and book color. The final value you get is randomly generated when you merge 2 halves. When you merge, you get 1 advanced attribute with a certain random value from each of the halves, that's 2. Merging also creates a 3rd advanced attribute, random in both type and value. Merging 2 halves from your own inventory gives you 2 full books. Each full book has different random advanced attributes. There's no real value in having more books of the same type and level, since you can only use 1, but you don't lose anything either. You can also merge your half book with another player's half. In that case, each of you gets 1 full book. So for merging, you select the first half here. It could be part 1 or 2. Then you choose the second half from your own warehouse or from players in your server and alliance if they have shared a matching half, which would be of the same type and color. To share a half with others, you also select it from here. You click send. You choose what type of buff you want the other half to have, whether it requires your approval, and then who you want to share it with the server, alliance, or a certain player. So this is where the main buffs come from. And what about these additional ones? These are called Attendant Boosts. They come from 2 sources. First, upgrading the Wisdom Dome itself adds a boost to all attendants. Here you see at level 6, I get 3% more. Second, you can upgrade each of the attendants using your extra half or full books. When upgrading attendants, full books and halves add the same value. Since merging 2 halves creates 2 full books, you end up with the same upgrade potential either way, so you don't lose anything. Now, if I have 4% here and 3% there, why are these values so small? Because that 7% is applied to this advanced attribute value. I'm not fully certain, but that's the only way I can make sense of these values. And it seems to be rounding down the numbers, so this 0.4 here is actually 0.497. Let me know in the comments if you have another explanation for how these values are calculated. So lastly, where do we get the half books? By using worship and pray tokens. The type and color are random, and obviously lower chances for higher quality ones. You're guaranteed a purple every 10 worships and an orange every 20 praise. The tokens come from daily activities, 2 of each per day. You can get 5 additional worship tokens daily, which is suggests you do every day. But pray tokens only come from activities and buy-in packages. So if you don't coin, you can get purples fairly quickly, but gold ones are much harder to get. And this covers everything about the Wisdom Dome. Let me know what you think in the comments and subscribe for the next videos.